Welcome friends, back to our channel, History Coins HD. These USA Gold $1 coins make people rich. Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these. Who know a single coin make you rich? Let's start this. Coin 1. Today we are talking about a coin that quietly made history in the year 2000, and there's a good chance you've seen one without realizing how important it really is. This is the Sacagawea 2000D gold dollar, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but the deeper you look, the more interesting it gets. For the next few minutes, stay with me, because I'm going to show you why this coin caused massive excitement when it was released, which versions collectors fight over today, the mistakes that can multiply its value, and the detail most people never check that could change everything at the end. Now bring the camera in close and let the light hit the surface. That golden color jumps out immediately. Even though people call it a gold dollar, here's the first twist. It's not made of gold at all. It's a special manganese brass alloy, and when this coin first appeared, many Americans truly believed it was real gold. That alone helped turn it into a talking point across the country. On the front, you see Sacagawea with her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. This was a big deal. For the first time, a real Native American woman was featured on a circulating U.S. coin. Look at the detail in her face, the strength in her expression, and the way her child rests against her. If you're showing visuals, this is a perfect time for a slow pan across the portrait so viewers can really connect with it. Now flip it over. The eagle on the reverse represents peace and freedom, and on the 2000D, the mint mark under the date tells us it was struck in Denver. Millions were made, but here's where the story gets interesting. Most of these coins were never used much in daily life. People saved them. Banks stored them. That created a strange situation where the coin was everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And now we get to the part collectors love. Errors. This is where your heart rate should go up a little. Some 2000D Sacagawea dollars were struck with weak details, off-center designs, or unusual surface finishes. But the real headline error is the famous mule coin. A tiny number were accidentally struck with a Washington quarter obverse paired with a Sacagawea reverse. If you ever see that combination, you're not looking at pocket change anymore. You're looking at one of the most valuable modern U.S. coin errors ever discovered. If you're filming, this is the moment for extreme close-ups. Show the date, the mint mark, the edges, and the overall strike quality. Most people glance and move on. Collectors slow down. That's the difference. Here's another cliffhanger. Condition changes everything. A worn example might be worth $1. A sharp, uncirculated 2000D can sell for around $2 to $5. High-grade examples, graded by professional services, can go higher. Proof versions and special strikes add even more interest. And that mule error? Verified examples have sold at auction for tens of thousands of dollars. So let me ask you something. Do you own a Sacagawea dollar from the year 2000? Have you ever checked the date and mint mark closely? And if you could add one modern U.S. era coin to your collection, which one would it be? To wrap this up, the 2000D Sacagawea dollar is more than just a shiny dollar. It represents a turning point in U.S. coin design, a moment of cultural recognition, and one of the most famous modern eras in American numismatics. Most are common. A few are special. And a very small number are legendary. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more coin discoveries just like this. And don't stop here. Watch the next video, because the next coin might already be sitting in your pocket, waiting to surprise you. Coin 2. We are talking about a coin that looks like gold, feels important in the hand, and has fooled more people than you can imagine. A lot of folks have pulled this coin from a drawer or a roll and thought, wait, is this real gold, and is it worth serious money? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'll show you what makes the 2010 Sacagawea dollar special, why some versions are more desirable than others, the mistakes people make when judging its value, and the exact moment where this coin can go from just $1 to something collectors actually want. Now grab a close-up shot of the coin in your hand, tilt it under the light, and look at that warm golden color. This is the 2010 Sacagawea dollar, officially part of the Native American dollar series. Even though many people call it a gold dollar, here's the first surprise. It's not made of gold at all. It's a manganese brass-clad coin, and that color alone has caused endless confusion and curiosity. On the front, you see Sacagawea carrying her infant son, Jean-Baptiste. The details are strong, especially on clean examples. Look closely at her face, the texture of her clothing, and the way the light hits the raised areas. This design was powerful enough that the U.S. Mint kept it year after year, even while changing the back. Now flip the coin over, and this is where the 2010 version becomes easy to spot. The reverse honors Native American contributions to government, showing the Great Tree of Peace. If you're showing visuals, this is the moment for a slow zoom on the tree, then the eagle perched above it. This design isn't just art. It tells a story about unity, strength, and leadership that goes back centuries. Here's the part most people don't realize. By 2010, these dollar coins were not widely used in everyday spending. Most were made for collectors, not for circulation. That alone changes how collectors look at this coin. Fewer people handled them, fewer were worn down, and that means condition matters a lot. Now let's talk about where the real interest begins. Errors. This is where collectors lean forward. Some 2010 Sacagawea dollars have weak strikes, missing edge lettering, or double details, especially around the date and lettering. If you're filming, now is the time to show extreme close-ups of the date, the word Liberty, and the edges of the coin. A normal edge should have clear lettering. If it's missing or incomplete, that's something to pay attention to. Another thing collectors hunt for is proof versions from San Francisco. These were specially struck for collectors and have mirror-like fields and frosted details. Under good lighting, they look completely different from regular strikes. If you have one, you'll know instantly once you see the contrast. So what about value? Let's be real and honest. A circulated 2010 Sacagawea dollar is usually worth face value, about $1. A clean, uncirculated example can sell for around $3 to $10, depending on condition. Proof versions often sell in the range of $5 to $15. Verified error coins can go higher, sometimes much higher, depending on the type and clarity of the mistake. Auction prices vary, but serious collectors do pay attention to these when the details are right. Here's the cliffhanger moment. Most people who own this coin never check the edge, never compare strike quality, and never look at it under proper light. That's exactly why interesting pieces get missed. So let me ask you. Do you own a Sacagawea dollar, especially from 2010? Have you ever checked the edge lettering on yours? And if you could add any US coin to your collection right now, which one would it be? To wrap it up, the 2010 Sacagawea dollar isn't about instant riches. It's about history, smart collecting, and knowing what to look for. The design tells a story, the year places it firmly in the collector era, and the right details can turn an ordinary-looking dollar into something worth keeping. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real coin stories just like this. And don't stop here. Check out the next video, because the coin you overlooked today might be the one collectors are hunting tomorrow. Coin 3. We are talking about a coin that makes people stop mid-sentence and say, wait, that can't be real. A gold dollar with John Quincy Adams on it, dated to the era of 1825 to 1829. That sounds like something straight out of a museum vault, and yet versions of this coin are sitting in collections all over the world right now. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I'm going to clear up a huge misunderstanding about this coin, show you what it really is, why collectors still care about it, which rare details and errors people hunt for, and how much it actually sells for when it hits the market at the end. Now bring the camera in close and let's look at it together. The coin has that rich golden color that instantly makes people think of real gold. It feels official. It feels historic. On the front, you see John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, who served from 1825 to 1829. His portrait is bold, sharp, and serious, matching his reputation as one of the most educated presidents in American history. Here's the first big reveal, and this is important. No gold dollar coins were made during John Quincy Adams' presidency. If you ever see a coin claiming it was struck in the 1820s with his portrait, that's a red flag. What we're actually talking about is the modern presidential $1 coin honoring John Quincy Adams, released in 2008 as part of the Presidential Dollar series. It's gold-colored, not solid gold, made from a manganese brass alloy, just like the Sacagawea dollars. Flip the coin over and you'll see the Statue of Liberty on the reverse. This design was used on all presidential dollars. If you're filming, this is the perfect moment for a slow rotation shot, front to back, letting viewers see the contrast between Adams' portrait and Liberty's clean, symbolic design. Now let's talk about why collectors still chase this coin. First, production numbers matter. By the time the John Quincy Adams dollar was released, public demand for dollar coins had dropped sharply. Many were minted specifically for collectors and stored away, never entering circulation. That means condition becomes everything. Here's where the tension builds. Edge lettering. These coins don't have "In God We Trust" on the front or back. It's on the edge. If the edge lettering is missing, doubled, or weak, collectors pay attention fast. Missing edge lettering errors are among the most talked about mistakes in the presidential dollar series. Zoom in on the edge if you're showing visuals. Turn the coin slowly. That thin band around the side is where value can suddenly change. Another thing to watch for is strike quality. Some coins show soft details in the hair or lettering. Others are sharply struck and look almost perfect. Proof versions, struck in San Francisco, have mirror-like backgrounds and frosted portraits that stand out immediately under good lighting. So what about value? Let's keep it real. A circulated John Quincy Adams presidential dollar is usually worth face value, about $1. An uncirculated example can sell for $2 to $5. Proof coins often bring $5 to $15 depending on condition. Verified error coins, especially those with missing or doubled edge lettering, can sell for much more, sometimes reaching into the hundreds when collectors compete. Auction prices depend heavily on grading and rarity, not hype. Now I want to hear from you. Do you own a presidential dollar coin? Have you ever checked the edge lettering on yours? And which U.S. president would you most like to add to your collection in coin form? To wrap this up, the John Quincy Adams gold-colored dollar isn't about ancient gold or instant wealth. It's about understanding history, knowing the difference between myth and reality, and spotting the small details that collectors care about. It honors a president from the 1820s using modern minting, and that mix of old history and new design is exactly why people still talk about it. If this helped you see the coin differently, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more honest coin stories just like this. And don't forget to watch the next video, because the next coin you overlook might be the one everyone else is searching for. Coin 4. We are talking about a coin that sounds like it should be locked behind glass in a museum. A gold dollar with Zachary Taylor on it, tied to the years 1849 to 1850, the shortest presidency of any U.S. president who didn't die immediately after taking office. And here's the twist. Most people completely misunderstand what this coin really is. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes I'll break down the truth behind this Zachary Taylor gold dollar, why collectors still want it, the rare details people miss every day, the errors that can push its value higher, and what this coin actually sells for when it shows up at auction. Now bring the camera in close. Let the coin catch the light. That golden color grabs attention instantly. It feels old. It feels important. On the front, you see Zachary Taylor, the 12th President of the United States. A career military man. A war hero. A president who served from 1849 until his sudden death in 1850. His portrait on this coin looks firm and serious, which fits his reputation perfectly. Here's the moment where a lot of people get confused, and this matters. No gold dollar coins were struck during Zachary Taylor's presidency with his portrait on them. What you're looking at is the modern presidential $1 coin honoring Zachary Taylor, released in 2009. It's gold-colored, not solid gold, made from a manganese brass alloy. The date range refers to his time as president, not when the coin was minted. Flip the coin over and you'll see the Statue of Liberty. Clean lines. Strong symbolism. This reverse design was used across the presidential dollar series. If you're filming, this is the perfect time for a slow spin from front to back, letting viewers really see the contrast between Taylor's portrait and Liberty on the reverse. Now let's talk about why this coin still matters to collectors. By the time the Zachary Taylor dollar was released, the public had already lost interest in using dollar coins for everyday spending. Most of these coins were made for collectors and never circulated. That means condition is everything. Here comes the part that keeps collectors watching. Edge lettering. Just like other presidential dollars, the date, mint mark, and "In God We Trust" are on the edge, not the face. If that edge lettering is missing, doubled, or uneven, the value can jump fast. Missing edge lettering errors are some of the most desirable mistakes in the entire presidential dollar series. If you're showing visuals, zoom in on the edge now. Rotate the coin slowly. That thin edge is where the surprise usually hides. There's another detail people forget to check. Strike quality. Some Zachary Taylor dollars look soft and dull. Others are sharp, clean, and almost flawless. Proof versions, struck in San Francisco, look completely different with mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details that stand out instantly under good lighting. Now let's talk real numbers. A circulated Zachary Taylor presidential dollar is usually worth face value, about $1. A clean, uncirculated example can sell for around $2 to $5. Proof versions often bring $5 to $15 depending on condition. Verified error coins, especially missing edge lettering examples, have sold for much more, sometimes reaching into the hundreds when collectors compete. Auction prices depend on condition and authentication, not hype. So let me ask you. Do you own any presidential dollar coins? Have you ever checked the edge lettering on them? And if you could add one U.S. president to your collection right now, who would it be? To wrap this up, the Zachary Taylor gold-colored dollar isn't about old gold from the 1800s. It's about modern history honoring a forgotten president, understanding what the coin really represents, and knowing where to look for value. Most are common. A few are special. And the details decide everything. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more honest coin content just like this. And don't stop here. Watch the next video, because the next coin you ignore might be the one collectors are quietly searching for. Coin 5. We are talking about a coin tied to the shortest presidency in American history. A gold dollar with William Henry Harrison on it, connected to the year 1841. A president who lasted just 31 days in office, yet his coin still sparks confusion, curiosity, and serious collector interest. Stick around, because I'm about to explain what this coin really is, why so many people misunderstand it, the tiny details that can quietly increase its value, and what collectors are actually paying for it right now at the end. Now bring the camera in close and let the light hit the surface. That gold-colored shine immediately makes people stop and look twice. It feels old. It feels historic. On the front, you see William Henry Harrison, the 9th President of the United States. A war hero, a symbol of the frontier, and a man whose presidency ended almost as soon as it began. Here's the first big truth, and this is where many people get fooled. No gold dollar coins were struck in 1841 with Harrison's portrait on them. What you're really looking at is the modern presidential $1 coin honoring William Henry Harrison, released in 2009. The date on the coin refers to his year as president, not the year it was minted. And that golden color? It's not real gold. It's a manganese brass alloy used to give it that eye-catching look. Flip the coin over and you'll see the Statue of Liberty standing tall. Clean lines. Strong symbolism. This reverse design was used on every presidential dollar. If you're filming, this is a great moment for a slow, steady rotation shot so viewers can see both sides clearly and understand what they're holding. Now let's talk about why collectors care about this coin. By the time the Harrison dollar was released, dollar coins were barely used in everyday life. Most were made for collectors and stored away immediately. That means condition matters more than people realize. Here comes the part that keeps collectors hooked. The edge lettering. Unlike older coins, the date, mint mark, and "In God We Trust" are on the edge, not the front or back. If that edge lettering is missing, doubled, or uneven, the value can jump fast. Missing edge lettering errors are some of the most popular mistakes in the entire presidential dollar series. If you're showing visuals, zoom in on the edge now. Turn it slowly. That thin strip of metal is where surprises often hide. There's one more thing people overlook: strike quality. Some Harrison dollars look flat and dull. Others are crisp and sharp, almost perfect. Proof versions, struck in San Francisco, look completely different with mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details that stand out instantly under proper lighting. So what is it worth? Let's keep it honest. A circulated William Henry Harrison presidential dollar is usually worth face value, about $1. A clean, uncirculated example can sell for around $2 to $5. Proof versions often bring $5 to $15 depending on condition. Verified error coins, especially those with missing edge lettering, have sold for much more, sometimes reaching into the hundreds when collectors compete. Auction results depend on grading and authenticity, not hype. Now I want to hear from you. Do you own any presidential dollar coins? Have you ever checked the edge lettering on them? And which U.S. president would you most like to own on a coin? To wrap this up, the William Henry Harrison gold-colored dollar isn't about ancient gold or instant fortune. It's about history, understanding what the coin really represents, and knowing where to look for value. A president who served just 31 days still left behind a coin that keeps people talking. If you enjoyed this story, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real coin stories just like this. And don't stop here. Watch the next video, because the next coin you ignore might be the one collectors are quietly searching for.